Got the threads on, got the hardware. We in this. One more season. Just you and
Sa-
me, man.
Sabe.
No te creo.com.
No te creo.
Ready? At least we got Baca back. Ready?
Yeah, but then that also means his son and little Pablito. So
Hello, boo boo.
yeah, you feel me?
We'll talk
Little
about that at
Labubu.
this show. We'll talk about that show. Ready?
Let's get it.
Give me shit.
Oh yeah!
It should have been an easy win, but I play a little shiesty, and it cost me.
Hi, and welcome to DD Live. I'm your host, Angel Camacho, and my colleague who needs absolutely no introduction, star winner. How many we got here?
Oh, we got one, two, three. That's four.
Jose Perra Guerra. And
Let's get it.
welcome to the
Let's get it.
winningest show of all time in Done Deal history.
And
Oh man,
back to
welcome.
back.
Back to back. That's
Yeah.
amazing, man. You know what? Cheers, my boy.
Hey, damn. I have nothing. You should have told me.
Hey, there was a time I couldn't do this. There was a time I get canceled if I did that.
Not no
Wow.
more.
No, my story arc is
It's one for the. It's a legendary one.
one for the books. It's one for the
Yeah.
books. This season is going to be great. I think everyone feels reinvigorated. For those new to the show, new to the season, where there's some new names out there, this show is going to give you the pulse of the league. This show is going to tell you exactly what is going on. So much knowledge on this show, not just intellectual knowledge, but achievement flows through here. We have connections into the DDPA. You got Mr. Trade Everybody, Mr. Machiavelli right
Hey,
there.
I'm a golfer, man. I'm a golfer.
Golfer. You
Yeah.
got out now golfs. I could see where the where
The
the where the
connection.
chemistry is going to build. It's going to be on the golf course.
Yeah.
This looks like a great season 23. What a kickoff show to have. This is the show that you can show your girlfriend, your mom, your abuela. This is where the highlights are. This is where all the talk is at. This is where we will talk about everything on the league. What a summer. What a summer. Last
Yep.
season we had a conclusion of the AJ and the Seahawks winning it. Am I correct?
Yep.
The
AJ and the
Seahawks won.
Seahawks. Which
AJ
is one of those
Johan,
things.
Forrest.
Yeah, we didn't call it, but we definitely had him. Because we had seen him at full strength, and we said, "Hey, man, if that team comes out like that week one, I think that they went 3-0. We're like that team's gonna cause problems, and they definitely cause problems. So
We definitely love that team. If I'm not mistaken, I remember Forrest, I think had like 7 touchdowns week one. Um, with that team, we saw the potential early on. Obviously, Johan in Johan fashion, not always available, misses a couple weeks. We saw QB AJ. Would have loved to have him on the show tonight. He'll make his impromptu visit before the end of the season to collect his check, getting his star, get on DD Live Winners Show. That was a great team. That was a great team. We're going to talk about them because AJ is going to try to run it back with Johan. That's going to be interesting. I don't think they're just as strong as the Seahawks were. Another bird, another color to the feather, but definitely another team that we're going to talk about. So congratulations to AJ, Forrest, Johan, that Seahawks team. Job well done. So those were your season 22 winners. But then we get to the Summer Inferno. Now I would be the guy on Joan's team that time. Well, apparently I got told this is the second time it happened, so now I don't feel that bad. But that all that talent couldn't even make it out of the pool play. Couldn't even
we'll
make it
play.
into the playoff game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Embarrassed,
I mean,
disgusted.
from all accounts, from what I heard and from what I saw, the little that I did see, um, Baby Goat did his thing, and I think Baby Goat is only. I want to say he's only a tournament player, but he's only shown up for tournaments.
Well, they can't keep a good man down for too long.
Yeah.
He should have
And
won had it not been for, some, with what I'm talking about, the reffing and the Devin coming in, Baby
yeah.
Go might have had a star.
Yep. Yep. No, you're very right on that point. But at the end of the day,
So
he
I
doesn't.
know he was salty and then had a bad season,
Yeah.
double salty.
Yeah.
But
But
he's
I mean, listen, he's definitely a really good player, especially in DD. The fact that he can go both ways is a big plus for any team that he's on, and that will be the case, right, for probably the foreseeable future. So, especially in a tournament where now he can, I guess, use his best attribute, which is his legs, to just run as much as he can because he doesn't have to worry about playing defense, right? And that also in turn also kind of rests the rest of the players on the team as well if he's taking on more of that role of running. So that's definitely, so far been proven that's a good mix for him and a good role for him, like at least in that capacity. So
he
we'll
got his
see.
brother back now.
Got his brother back. I think I'm gonna be honest with you, and I'm sure we'll get there. I wasn't a crazy fan of that draft. Not necessarily of him, but just of the draft,
Makeup.
the draft process, right? In terms of thinking of the quarterback draft also. If I was Chris, I maybe would have done something a little bit different in terms of potentially trying to force someone else's hand. Because I think his brother was going to be there at 9 no matter what. But we'll revisit that. We'll revisit that.
We'll get there. We'll get there. Good team. We'll get there. So that was a Summer Inferno, and that now leads us into season 23, and we are here, ladies and gentlemen, and the day's upon us. Week 1 is upon us.
Just days away, man. Days away. It felt when you really start to think, if it always feels like there's like such big gaps between like DD events. At least
Yeah.
when you think about it, as far as as for like the whole year,
Right.
we're technically only guaranteed 12 Saturdays of football in DD.
But it sure feels like we got one every
But it
week.
feels
You got
exactly. It
you got to
feels like
win.
we
You got to
play.
win in the
Yeah,
chat. You got to win the chat. Then you got to win in red zone because, like, for some way, somehow, like those count
it
now.
bleeds in. Yeah,
They're
it
gonna
bleeds in.
they're gonna bring it into the chat. So you got to show up for that one too. Because that's the in between. That's the fast food you have, the junk food you have in between, I guess. But
Yeah,
I think the chat's it's been popping. It's been popping. I know the last couple seasons we've been kind of
lacking.
like it hasn't been there. There hasn't been no, someone put in the NAS chat the other day that Mikey Sabine is the ultimate troll.
Yeah, that's unquestioned.
His parting gift to DD was giving Ace recognition and validation.
See, but now that you bring up Ace, what I would argue the biggest difference and probably the only difference, maybe, depending on your taste of humor, is the fact that Mikey did something in DD. So all the trolling that he would do, you wouldn't take it seriously, but you knew there was like,
There
like
was
bingo.
something to it.
There was something to it. And you're
When he,
like,
wa-
man,
but
he
that's
can
but that
talk.
but that's the point. Well, that's the point I'm trying to make. That's why he's the ultimate troll. Like he validates Ace, and he kind of just leaves this guy here to make our life a living hell in DD. But he know that Ace wasn't gonna like reach his shoelaces.
Yeah.
Like he wasn't gonna be more relevant than Mikey. So it's just like it's not even annoying in play quality. Like
And
is he
that's
gonna
the
go over
thing.
him?
Yeah. At the end
That's
of
why
the day, if
Mikey's
your
the ultimate
play,
troll.
yeah.
Mikey's the ultimate troll.
Yeah, at
No,
the end of
man.
the day,
Remember when Mikey would say that he has the Pokemon badges
no, no,
and
no.
like, oh, I
That's
got this one,
bro.
I gotta collect them
The fact that
all.
he framed his first jersey, like, bro, those are things that add up, and you're like, bro, that's. But again, he can get away with it because he's won multiple times in DD.
Yeah.
You know, it's almost also like Ernie. Ernie's definitely not to that extent as far as whether it be annoying or I would
He's
say
very
as
loud.
funny, right? As funny as Mikey, and Mikey was just funny because he was like the outlandish things that he would say, right? But
I'll never
Ernie's,
forget. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'll never forget. Um, when I got traded to the Colts, I think I've talked about this on DD Live maybe a couple seasons ago. So that was a very toxic season. It was me, Cheeky, Carlos, and Sabina, like 4 NAS guys on the team, right? It was pretty bad. I think we were the Cardinals. And man, Mikey just got it with me. And Mikey just kept bullying me. And it was like we'd be in the huddle, we were fighting, and it was screaming and like, don't drop a pass. If he dropped a pass, I dropped a pass, he missed a flag, something happened. It was just everyone was berating everyone. Nobody was dapping anybody up after the game. It was like one of those weird seasons. Lo and behold, right before the trade deadline, Cardinals are in disarray, obviously. You know, even the NAS chat, it was already getting toxic to a point that no one's talking. I get put into a group chat with David, Mikey, and myself. David goes, I'm gonna about to pull off this trade, but you two have to promise me and give me your word that you guys are gonna play together and that you guys are gonna give it your all and you guys are not gonna be toxic. And I
And
just
you
wrote
did.
back, hey David, I'm about it, bro. Like I'm about it right now with Cheeky. I'm about it with you. Like you make the move, I'll be a model citizen. Mikey puts, I'm in. Next thing you know, and I see Mikey's calling me. I see Michael Sabine on my phone. I pick up the phone and he goes, we did it, baby. We did it. We got out of a graveyard. We're going straight to the playoffs.
Yeah, yeah,
That's who Mikey is.
yeah, yeah.
Pure toxicity. Pure to this day, Carlos won't forgive me for that one. He thinks I was behind it. It was pure Mikey. Mikey actually like fabricated a whole entire argument within NAS, within me and him, just to create that whole tension so we get sold pennies on the dollar, go to the Colts, and
When it's da.
we know how that story ended. It was a good story. It's a good story to tell. I love to tell that story. I feel like my kids could already recite it for me. Well, let's look at the teams. What are we looking at?
Um, I mean,
Who botched the QB draft outside of Al?
I'm gonna be honest.
I thought he was going Tronky. He thought he was going Tronky too.
I mean, I was
He
surprised when
got you.
I,
I'm not knocking you. Like you're a star winner.
I,
Like for the
I
value
was
for
I was just as surprised when I saw Robello on my phone. I was like, why the hell is
are
this
you
guy
throwing or
calling?
is he throwing?
I'm throwing.
Yeah, week one you're throwing, but like are you throwing,
Yeah.
throwing like all like or is
Oh,
he
I
gonna
don't
come
know.
and tell you like, oh, give
I'm
me
on
the
a week to
ball,
week
all
basis.
hitches? Because he's capable of doing that. Oh, let's stand in shotgun, give me the ball, and tells everybody hitches. Be careful
Yeah.
with that one.
No, we're on a week to week basis. Um,
Me too. Me
but
too. I'm sure Daleks feels the same. I got
but
I got a I got a 3 week I got a 3 week 3 game interview week one.
I was gonna say 3 weeks is a long time. That's a long interview. But no, I would say, look, I think before the replacement that just
I hope
happened,
so.
Willie had messed up the draft, in my opinion.
Okay. How so?
Can he throw the ball? Yes. Should he play quarterback? Hell no.
Hell no.
Like, no, bro. You're the
No.
best weapon on the team.
He's the X factor. That's
Are
the thing
you
about Willie. Willie plays any position at elite level.
are you phenomenal as a handoff guy? 1000%. But taking ability to run,
Yeah.
your ability to run routes, make plays after the catch.
But I think he changes that. Store gets hurt. He
That's what
gets
I'm saying.
Isaiah. I
Before the
think I think the
replacement,
I think the light bulb started there where now he could be a certified gangster.
yeah, before the replacement, I wasn't too sure because I was like, but now with Isaiah, especially a mobile quarterback, I think that's very similar to last year's Lions team. Obviously, I think a little bit better at the top end, with Willie and Alex, but now Isaiah has a season under his belt. Somebody else with high IQ
And Isaiah's not a bum.
Willie.
Like he's a
No, well,
formidable guy on defense too.
that
The
we
kid's
know, but
athletic.
that's even more to the point. I think
He's like Josh. He's like Josh with a hip and
and
like
in his
more
prime,
discipline
yeah. Josh, 50
and
pounds
no
in the locker.
drugs.
Yeah. Um, I myself, I do not like the Chargers draft because I didn't like the move of going for Dario at 89 and then still drafting your brother at 9.
Also,
So I want to say, who was it? There was a team. Yeah, I think it
Because
was.
on paper, it's a good defense because you got Adrian, Lavares, Chris, and Byron playing defense, and you hide Dario in the middle.
And again, you don't really even need to hide Dario. But I just think the value at that point would have been move back 9 and up somewhere else. Potentially you could have probably taken Dario at 94. Now you trade 9 and 80 and 89, somewhat, or just improve somewhere else a little bit more. Just you got to know your brother's value. Your brother's not going that high. So that's the only reason why I wasn't like, um, I think Kurt and the Jaguars are a really good team, in my opinion. I really like that team with Kurt, Kukuyo, Chink,
Chink, Elvis.
Elvis. Like that's a good team,
Yeah.
right?
And you got tryhards all across the board. Like you could count on Kurt being there every week. You could count on Kukuyo to be there every week. Chink, animal, gonna be there every week. Elvis, that's a DD. That's a D. That is the definition of a DD player. And Jeremy, he's not gonna miss.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
he's Mr. Camaraderie. That's a
yeah,
good
man.
team. That's a
Yeah,
good team. And the thing was with that team is that the guy under center is Mr. Make No Mistakes.
he's definitely gonna not push the ball down the field,
He can't.
and
It's not that he
he's gonna
can't.
have his
It's
choice.
not for a
Yeah,
lack
yeah,
of
yeah.
skill.
This
It's
is a
just
nice
that
game.
like there's certain people that they have to win a certain way. Stritz doesn't care if you prefer to see paint dry on the wall. He's going for the win. Like you look in sports, like especially like in soccer, you have this. Like there's coaches who like they want to play a certain way, they want to play beautiful, and they want to win a beautiful way. And then like you have these coaches that it just doesn't matter. Like he could like just block the whole entire game and like one or two possessions just really go for
Yep.
it. Stritz is that guy. He doesn't care how he does it. It doesn't matter if it's a defensive game and he wins 1-0. He just wants a dub. He's a
Yeah, man. I
that's
really,
the bookie in him.
yeah, I like that team a lot, man. And then besides that, I mean, like I said, I do like the Lions after the pickup. If I had to say maybe on the opposite side, instead of trying to get so caught up on the good teams, I would probably put the Seahawks at the top of the bad teams. Um, the Vinny pick at 23 is like I don't like I just wasn't sold. I think you could have easily gotten Vinny at 48. At least put the bid for him at 48. Where
And
was he
see what
ranked?
happens. And see what happens.
Vinny was ranked. Okay, no, he was ranked 22, so he wouldn't have been able to get him at 49. So I take that back. But I don't love it. I mean, if you ask me, I just don't love that pick. Um, so I would, and then you have Ham, Smiles, and then Juan S. Like you have the third last pick, but your first pick isn't until 9. Like I just didn't really understand some of the trades, G or Gee made also. So it's just a lot of too many questions for me on that team. And then another team that I do have a little bit of a mixed emotions about is the Eagles at H. Trapped in his boys
Again.
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 I think
Again.
is somebody missing a week? Is Boo not missing? That's good, but like it's just like
Yeah, like your number one target is gonna be Peppers.
and then again this
I still feel they're gonna be a scrappy defensive team.
Ants team are always they're his defense has never really been the issue, and it probably never will be.
It's about the scoring the
It's
points.
again the scoring, and then when Ant is in scramble mode back there,
That's the best receiver on that team right now.
Ant's a top 3 pick in a tournament for a reason, as a receiver and as a DB. So again, kind of like in that Willie scenario, although I would take Ant over Willie.
Yeah, but if you're gonna take Peppers there 10 spots before, like, why not trade back?
Yeah, like it's just like it's like the whole team. It's like we get it. You like drafting your boys.
Julio and Pepper. Julio's not gonna rush. It's going to be Julio and Peppers, and in the back, Eddie rushing, and then maybe Hyde Boo in the middle.
Yeah, no, or Boo and Eddie rush. Either or, right? Like a Boo will probably rush me, and then Eddie will probably rush like a Nico or a David, something like that. But again, it's just I don't love because Ant best receivers Peppers. And Ant, when he's in scramble mode running around back there and he throws a balloon, the only person that can go get it is technically Boo. So now he doesn't have a Chris Martinez who's potentially a bailout guy. So it's like, who is gonna bail him out when he has a good rush or when his receivers can't get open? I just think he always hamstrings himself, and I just it's to me at this point is I don't understand why he keeps doing it. At least draft a quarterback in the low round and give yourself a chance as far as get yourself a handoff, kind of get the ball in not in motion, but like in motion at the snap. Like there's other ways to get you involved and still give you the ability to throw the ball, but playing quarterback is so like for someone of his talent, I just think it hurts the team more than it benefits them.
Nico does it again.
Ag- Again, I mean, I think Luis Fernandez is
Smartest man in the room complex.
I mean, you say Luis Fernandez is one of those guys that drop to him. But then you also are like, okay, you look at the players around him, did he really drop that much? Like, he was ranked 39. And, so it's kind of like the whole Vinny scenario. It feels like he dropped, but then you look at the players that are being drafted, like, so I don't necessarily hate the team. I'm not too sure on George Espinosa, I think, draft is or the pick. I think he's also missing a week. Um, nope, no, he's not. But I don't know. I think that's gonna be the make or play there on that team, and I think he's a phenomenal player. But I don't know. I don't see a lot of separation being created on that team. But they do have Nico, and Nico's been playing out of his mind. So,
Dolphins got an F minus, and I don't agree with that.
well, I think obviously we all know it's because quote unquote reaching for Joan, was obviously massive. But then it's the rest of the team is pretty much the team you'd expect. Enzo with the next pick.
Lewis is going to take the first guy. Joanna will hide at safety. Enzo will take the other corner. Paz will rush. Put Dolan in the middle.
Yeah, and
That's
Pepito
what
can
they're going to do.
rush.
And
Yeah,
then
no,
Pepito
no.
comes in and rush, or you sit Dolan, and then you got the advantage. Like,
Yeah.
I think that team will be fine. I think that's one of those things where, like, like Lewis did la caquita, and then Joan cleaned it up.
Yeah.
Baby
No,
wiped it.
and again, I think obviously if you really take into account quarterback and defensive capabilities, at least for what's available in the quarterback draft, in my opinion, John is the best. He's best available. He wasn't ranked accordingly because obviously there's other more mobile guys, but I would probably say that John's ability both ways makes him the prohibited number one pick as a quarterback. So getting him at two, it's not it's not horrible. I think that's just what's skewing the draft grade.
These CP rankings are just all over the place.
Yeah, I mean I wasn't completely understanding of it. Let me just put it
Because you
up.
got the Bucks, they got Devin, Justin, Georgie. They get and the later rounds and Kevin the later rounds, they get a D plus. That's a very good DD team. Jason Catellano, Javi Fuentes, Montano, Lasso. That's not an F plus. That's C minus.
What about you're talking about grades. I
No,
thought you
I'm
said
just looking at the
power
grades. I
rankings.
just feel like the
Yeah.
grades were like a little off the rankings, kind of. And and
Yeah,
and
I
the
mean
reason why I'm
remember
feeding
the
into our rankings is because I want to get into another subject with the whole DDPA. But um, what do you make of the Oilers? Rankings tell us D plus.
so draft grade tells us D plus, rankings tells us 11,
Marley, Tronky,
middle of the
Pablo,
pack.
Carlos, Nick Q.
It's just as much as they maybe thought Nick you missing 2 weeks is an advantage. I don't think it is. because NICU is a serviceable tier 6, more than serviceable in my opinion. Um, the issue here is just it's going to be the corner play and the defense. Because yeah, you could probably put Marley at safety, but you
No,
got
he's a
Carlos.
shutdown corner.
Okay, so who's going to play safety?
Pablito.
That does nothing for anybody,
Yeah.
you know?
Carlos,
So
Carlos is gonna want to rush, but they're gonna have to put him at DB.
yeah,
Marty
Carlos
gonna
is
play
going to have to play
safety,
corner.
Pablo at corner. That's gonna be weird. Tronky in the middle. That's tough.
John rushing, like, and again, you starting off week 1
They
missing,
gotta get the ball. They gotta get the ball
but
first.
even then, even then they get ball. Yes, Tronki's a phenomenal quarterback, but
You just know at the booms when Tronky hits the touchdown, we go boom boom. It's gonna be a lot louder when he does it with
yeah.
this team because it's gonna be
But
times
I
two.
would say that team is probably properly ranked right across, like right in the middle, because they can probably be like feast or famine. They can either score 4 straight or get scored on four
But it's
straight.
crazy. Before going into the draft, you saw the picks that Paulito had, and you're like, damn, he could cook.
Yeah, and then
He didn't.
yeah, pretty much he did it.
Crazy. Crazy. What do you think of
But
Baca coming back? Are we happy Baca's back?
yeah, man, always, always. I think it's a
Gotta
very,
get the guy on Nas.
I think, I
We need
think
a
it's a very
throwback. We
Baca
need a
team.
throwback.
It's like everybody's tall and everybody's big and athletic. I think it's a pretty good team,
Big
man.
and athletic is an understatement. You got an MMA fighter. Flacco thinks he's an MMA fighter because that guy's always ready to fight and scrap with anybody.
Wazo thinks he's an MMA fighter.
That's another guy who'll slap you across the face. Like there, you got three guys that'll slap you across the face. And Baca, who almost killed Forrest the other day. Like in red zone. Like I had to,
Yeah,
like me, I was being the pacifist. I got in the middle of everything. Like when I'm in the middle and I'm telling everybody, hey guys, let's think this through. Like
yeah, man. So like, I like the team. I just think Baca's maybe gonna have to do a lot more running than he was doing in the past as a quarterback in DD. And I think
guys in love. I don't know if he can still run.
if he fully takes on the role of really being a dual threat quarterback, in my opinion, that could be a pretty good team at the end of the season.
Okay, we've touched on a couple teams here and there. What do you think about Chris D and the Giants? They got they got Lex, they got Jose
Jose
G,
Gerson and Nick Birch. I mean, is there a
the
more
DD team.
prototypical? That couldn't be a more replica or prototypical New York Giant Chris D team. Him and you can always you always know have a really good feeling of where those two teams are gonna end up as far as at come draft day. A Chris D New York Giant team and an H team. Very very similar build to his previous teams. I like it. I would hope he kind of mixes in Lex a lot more than putting himself at quarterback. And maybe even give Nick a couple chances. You never know because Lex is more than a capable receiver as well. So a lot of options in that team. I like that team as far as versatility wise. We'll just see how potent they can be.
Raiders got an A on draft grades. I think they were doing auto picks based off rankings. I think that's why they got the A. What what are you thinking? That's a good team. It's Petey, Pena. So a guy who could throw the ball and a guy who could catch the ball. You got Robinson's a diehard.
Norman getting at
Norman,
I think
solid.
Norman got a
Farrell,
steal.
underrated,
I
fast
don't
as
know about that.
hell, exceptional flag puller. He's like equivalent to Forrest,
Okay. I mean,
slightly below.
listen, this is a great team on paper. Petey can throw and run. Pena can definitely catch and run. I don't know about throwing. Robinson can't. Like, we just got to see if you get Petey post Jets Dolphins trade 2 seasons ago, that's a good team. If you get Petey previous that trade or pretty much every other season except his Packers season, that team's not a
Dog
good team.
water.
Yeah. So But man, a good I think a good team on paper. I don't know the Pharrell kid, but I guess it just depends on who's going to rush for them. But I think a really good team. PD's someone that I think can definitely,
That's a
I
really
guess,
fast team. That's a really
yeah,
fast team.
he can definitely not necessarily control, but just
Robinson's
keep
fast,
Pena.
Pharrell's fast, Pena's fast.
Yeah,
Norman is smart, Petey's smarter. That's a
yeah,
good team.
yep, yep.
Okay. Vikings and Niners, two teams we haven't talked about. Cacudo, Raymet, Jesus on the Vikings, but then you got Jamel, Thomas, Treva. That's a good pick there. And Javi G, another try hard. That Vikings team, it's how much you're gonna get in the back end. Like, are those later tiers gonna give you the best? You know that Cacudo and Peanut are gonna give you the best of the
Everything.
best week in, week out.
Yeah, yeah. I think on that team it comes down to
What the back end's gonna give you.
what the backend is going to give you, and then how I guess what they can get from Jamel.
Right.
Because defensively, if Jamel can play corner, that's a good team. If Peanut is rushing, because you know, other than that, you're gonna have Remeta at the other corner. Tom like it's a little tricky. So, and then who's gonna really be the vocal leader of that team? Obviously Remet, but like I mean more like defensively and running the defense from the back end. So I would say Jordan, probably rightfully so, is one of the worst teams.
That's gonna be a scrappy defensive team.
Yeah, but
Mike's big,
ultimately you
Jerry.
gotta score, man.
Yeah, you gotta score. You gotta score here.
You gotta score, and I get it. He took his brother, but maybe he could have given himself another chance, with somebody maybe a little bit more offensively minded.
Who's throwing there?
Jordan, so that's why I would have liked Jerry, Mike, and then a potential third weapon over his brother. I think his brother's definitely more of like a rusher, defensive player from what I've seen. So it's tough. I would have liked somebody else there. Who that person, maybe a Robinson to give you speed, um, maybe a Ham, maybe a Byron, maybe an Alpha, maybe a Norman, someone that he's already played with. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm not too sold on the Niners as of right now.
It's two guys we haven't talked about. One of them,
The GOAT and the KD and KD because he's trolling people on Twitter.
Twitter fingers. Twitter
Uh,
fingers.
man, Biki's team is good.
I have
Biki's
him
team is
3-0
good.
week one. I have him 3-0 week one.
Biki's team is good, man.
Brian
Missing,
Baez, nasty. Kevin, nasty. Beaky, nasty.
yeah. I mean, I don't know if I would have taken Brian at 10. Um, Kevin's a great pick. Pena turned out to be a great pick. I mean, brother, getting Jonathan at 90 is insane. Yes, he's missing 2 weeks, but I think we can probably say that's going to be a playoff team no matter what. At
Jonathan,
least,
like a handoff. Beaky goes out. Bing.
like, you already know that at least those 2 weeks, you can expect 1 week, one win each week, at least from Peaky, that he can get one in there. So, I think that's a good team. And then David, another very David-like team.
Shelton Clint, Gianno,
Clay,
Suzo, CP, like a bunch of
Suzo,
dogs. A
yeah,
bunch of dogs.
yeah. So
Is the allure of
it's
David gone?
I think somewhat. I think somewhat. I don't think people necessarily
Fear him?
fear him. Yeah. I was maybe looking for another word, but I wouldn't necessarily say people fear him anymore. It hasn't been that good of a time in like the last 2 years, I feel like. He's missed playoffs, been bounced out first round. I don't think he's made a deep playoff run, at least not in the seasons. Has he done anything in the tournaments? So I feel like a little bit of that is gone. I think it's very easy to get caught up like in the Nico hype and like if he wins another star and another MVP, Like, is he in the GOAT conversation, right? And I think rightfully, I think he is definitely on
Nico's
his.
at how many stars? Two?
No, I think he has one
Just
star,
one? It was just one? The
but he
one with
has
the
two
900?
tournaments, I think.
Stars is what we count here.
Yeah.
Stars is what we count. David
So
has four.
that's why, but Nico has, I think, now two MVPs. Did he win last season? Yeah.
Yeah. David has two MVPs and
Yeah,
four
no, no.
stars.
I think David is
I mean, I'm
without
gonna defend
question.
my guy. I'm gonna defend my
Yeah,
guy.
no, no, no. David is the unquestioned GOAT as it currently stands.
I just
Again,
said, did he lose the allure? And the answer
I
is
think
yes.
so. Yeah, I
There's
think
no there's
100%.
no fear in playing against him.
Yeah, and I think people are caught up right now in the Nico hype, with Team USA and him winning recently and get doing deep runs in the tournament. So I think rightfully so, Nico's getting all the attention now, and that's definitely attributed to David losing some of that allure.
Top five QBs right now in DD heading into week one. So
I
who's
mean,
number one?
Nico,
Nico. Two.
I would say Joan.
Johan over Piki.
I think Joan with Lewis, yeah.
Okay. Third.
Iki,
Fourth.
Tronky.
Fifth.
I think it's a toss up.
Johan.
I think it's a toss up. I would throw David in the mix. I would throw Johan in the mix. Um,
Gotta take
and
the guy who won the last star.
and I would say, yeah, I would say Johan. I would say David, and dare I say Chris D. He's won a star as a quarterback. Um, and then I think Baca is someone that can very easily sneak into that top five if he plays like he's capable of playing. So, but I think right now it's Nico, Johan, Piki, Tronky, and I'm gonna just say five is David. No, I'm gonna say Johan. Johan is five.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Right now. New players. Who's someone to watch?
I'd be lying, man. This is definitely you all day.
Uncharted territory. They're bringing in guys. I don't even know. I look, Pharrell's one of those guys that I think this is going to be. He's only been played in tournaments or coming as a sub. Pharrell's one of these guys, doesn't miss a flag. He's fast. He's athletic. He's going to give you a lot of Forest vibes, early on vibes. I think that's a guy to watch. I think he's going to have a very good season. He's in the right opportunity just because of the matchups that he's going to get where he was picked. So I think I know a lot about him. I think Pharrell's going to be one of those guys that's going to give that that next level. I'm really looking at the Jags. I like the balance that team has. I think they're going to do some noise. I think those are going to be those teams that they're going to be there by the end. Um, a lot of these teams they're going to need to make moves. And
I think that always happens, and they're
which
gonna.
is the first domino that's going to fall? Who's going to panic first? Who's going to sell cheap? Who's going to buy high? Um, the good thing is that there's a lot of parity here. I think the talent is well divided. It's going to be very difficult to have a graveyard. I think we'll have multiple bad teams, but we won't have multiple graveyards. There might be one graveyard. I just don't think that there's going to be like a season like that where you have two, three.
So we have what 20 teams.
I say one really bad one and
The
three bad
over
ones.
under. So I would say the over under for lowest wins is 4.5.
Yeah, a win a week.
I think one team stays does stays under.
What team doesn't make four and a half?
We all play everybody. So I mean, bro, as currently constructed, I would have to say there's just too many questions for me and the Patriots.
Me too.
I just
I have,
think
I have I have the Patriots as an early graveyard.
um
Lazo's awesome. Jason's awesome. Montano's awesome. but I just don't see how that team could like make it work.
And I think Jadion or the last pick is missing a few weeks, I think, from what I've heard. So it's yeah, I don't know. There's too many unknowns.
It's a lot to ask for there.
Like the Oilers, we don't know what we're gonna get on defense, but we can probably expect 3 points every game.
Yeah. There's
You
gonna be a
know,
lot of ties and close games there.
so but I don't know if I can expect this. I don't know if I have certainty on either side of the ball because the Patriots defense is not bad either, but I don't know. There's too many
And a
questions.
team like the Seahawks, there could be a lot of volatility there. Vinny has a bad game. I could see G shipping him.
Yeah, Ham, Smiles. I think Juan is a shrewd operator as a tier 6 as well. So yeah, I definitely could see that team blowing it up. And if they don't blow up, being another team that can potentially stay under that number. But if I had to guess right now, I would say there's going to be one team that stays under that 4.5.
And who do you think we have as best team?
I mean, there's definitely a good amount of like really good teams. I don't know if there's one. I mean, I feel like it's probably between the Bucks, the Jaguars, and like the Packers. As far as like, I think the teams that are on paper, I think are separated from everyone else, even if it's just one step. You know, Kevin G as your worst player is not a problem. Ant is in good shape. Vic is in good shape. Justin's a dog. Devin's gonna do his thing. Georgie's a dog. Like I like that team. I like the makeup of that team as well. Peaky's gonna do peaky things. The question there is who trades who first, if anything, right? Kevin or Peaky. And then Kurt, I think Kurt's team is very, very solid. If Stritz can just not turn the ball over and put that team in like in too many short fields, I think that's another good team.
All right. And that's a good one. That's a good recap. I think it's gonna be a fun season. I think week one's gonna tell us a lot. And then we get the panic, then we get the moves, and then we get going. As far as the DDPA, one thing that I did want to address. This whole thing that happened with Willie. A player got passed on 24 times. Just because he got ranked 6 because that's what CP did does not mean you're going to get a 6 ranked player. Where did you get him? What did you get? We're going to go like for like. And that's what we said. I've had people message me, what are going to be the metrics like for like? Is player A better than player B? And that's what this DDPA is going to look at. I have all the faith. I know a lot of trash was talked about the construction of this DDPA, Darcy being on there and whatnot. All that has been talked about. She's been an outstanding member of the DDPA. I have full faith in the guys that are with me, especially Nico being there. We're gonna make sure that we do right by the league. Swazo, Nico, myself, Darcy, we got it more enough guys. Stritz, there's enough knowledge and enough mature adults there to make sure that the same values and principles, all the other DPAs that I've been a part of, we're going to uphold it in this season. No doubt about it. No drama. And we have the perfect
Oh,
commissioner for it.
there's always gonna be drama.
Yeah, but not the kind that you'll look at the DPA and fault them for. I just won't be pressured or trolled into, come on, man. Andy Fuentes, Gary, come on. Don't need come on, bro. Like don't waste my time with that. That's egregious. And I think they got good value for the player they picked.
I think so. I think it made the team better
And
overall.
and just like and I say it right now, and it's just exactly what the sentiment of DDPA is. If and when Ace drops, you're going to get an equivalent for an ace with one ACL. You're not going to get whatever he was ranked at 30 something. That's not what you're
Yeah.
going to get. You're going to get ace with one ACL, and that's the way that the board is going to look at it because that's what's fair. The
I
rankings
just don't appreciate the
provided,
slander on the guy. But hey,
huh?
I just don't appreciate the slander of my teammate. But hey, we'll move on.
I love that guy. I love that guy. But the thing is, you know what I'm saying? There's no advantage in someone dropping, but there is no disadvantage in someone dropping either. And I'm very firm believer in that. And I always had this model: equal, lesser value, slight upgrade. Is not, as long as it's not egregious, doesn't matter because it's going to be very hard given the value of a guy's a quarterback. If a guy goes both ways, if he's really good on one side and bad on another side, if the guy he's replacing is like the opposite of what I get it. That's why there's multiple individuals there trying to uphold the values of the league. And I really do think that Andres didn't make a mistake in it. We have the right commissioner to guide us. If we had a volatile commissioner, then maybe this would not be the right DDP for it. But I think the chemistry is going to work and we're going to get it right. No doubt about it.
Yep.
No doubt about it.
I agree. I agree.
All right, man. Let's move on and let's start looking at these games of the week. First one up, Perra Guerra against the Buccaneers. Falcons, Buccaneers, 8:45. Your game one. How you feel?
So I'm glad I got a team full of dogs because I know I always come out a little sloppy the first game. I think obviously Al's not gonna let that happen. Birch, we kind of went through that last season. Aaron is a dog. Robbie's a dog, and then Ace is definitely gonna be barking and talking, so he's definitely gonna have me awake. Um, them missing Kevin G, I think, is important in this game because I guess ideally I wouldn't have to play defense since I'm horrible on defense. So I think that evens out the matchup, and I think because of that, I'm gonna have to obviously take myself, and I'm gonna say 4-3.
Very, very interesting. Very interesting. I think I love the Buccaneers. And I love the Falcons. I think these are two very good teams. I think these are two teams that are going to they're going to be in contention throughout the season. I want great things from you. What owl are you going to get? Are you going to get the best owl out of you? I don't know. I'm going to go Bucks on this one. Falcons, Bucks. I go Bucks.
All right.
No Nico. You guys are going to go 5 hard. It is game one, but there's
No, they don't have Kevin G.
they don't have Kenji on that side.
Yeah.
I still like it. Still like it.
Hey, do what you do, dog.
10:15 a.m. Dolphins, Bengals.
I think Nico can do a decent job of covering Lewis. I think Lewis and Enzo is a good matchup. I think Ernie or Campos rushing is either way. It's a good decent rush or a good rush. I want to say decent, and then either one of them can definitely cover, in my opinion, pause underneath or Dolan. So I'm gonna go Nico 4-3.
I'm going with the Nico hype. 4-3 Bengals. Oilers, Texans. Baca Tronchi. La Boo Boo. La Boo Boo.
I think that is two very, very different teams. A tall team and a short team. I'm gonna take the tall team. I'm gonna go back I think 4-2.
I'm going back on this one. I think Baca gets the best of Paulito. I think they're gonna bully. As great as Tronchi is throwing the ball, I just think Texans in this matchup, and I just kind of like the strength. You got Suazo. He could, if they rush Suazo on Tronchi, that height, you still got Arlen, you got Bach. That's a very good Texans team. Flacco, he could rush. Then you got Swat. There's so much versatility there. There's so many tall guys. Eventually someone's going to get traded there. But as far as this game goes, already playing their second or third game in the day, I'll take Texans.
Yeah, I got Texans 4-2.
Ravens, Vikings. Bad Birds against Raymet Kakudo.
Who's that Alex N guy?
Ese nada más lo conocen a la hora de comer en su casa.
Oh, Alex Navarro. Yeah. I mean, I don't know who that is. He looked, I guess, athletic in his picture.
We got AJ, you got Philip, Johan.
That's actually a closer matchup, not necessarily than you think, but just because there's
It boils down to
Alex
the
N.
quarterback for me. Here it boils down to the quarterback. Because even though Georgie's the best player on the field, Philip and AJ could run routes. Johan's going to find the right guy. They're most likely going to rush Peanut at him. And you're already taking one of your best players into the rushing position. So the coverage is going to be fragmented. I go with the better quarterback here. I like Ravens. Plus, Ravens
Yeah.
have a very difficult week one. And the way that their roster's comprised, they got to come away with some. They're leaving here with some.
No, I'm gonna lean that way as well. I like Johan throwing to AJ and Philip over Ray Matt throwing to Georgie and Peanut. I'm gonna go Ravens as well. I'm gonna say 4-2.
Okay. Bold predictions?
Bold predictions. Bold predictions, and I really haven't even seen the full schedule. But I'm gonna say bold prediction is going to be 3-0-3 teams after week one.
3-0-3 teams?
Yeah. I think the 49ers go 0-3. I think the Patriots go 0-3. And who else do the Oilers play?
Oilers play the Vikings, Oilers play the Ravens, and Oilers play the Texans.
And I got the Oilers also going 0-3.
I got the Oilers 2-1. But my bold prediction is Bucks going 3-0. I have full faith in Devin week one. I like that team. I like their matchups. I think Bucks go 3-0 week one. That's my bold prediction.
Okay, yeah. I got my bold is 3-0-3 teams.
Okay. Well, that's a good show. It's a formidable way to wrap up DD Live episode 1 for season 23. And we can't close this show without bringing out some love to our sponsor for this season.
Who's that?
We want to take a special moment to thank Kevin Nunez and PK Realty for providing the sponsorship to this prestigious and most winningest show in DD history. If you guys need any real estate advice, procure properties, or just have someone in the know that will be able to facilitate any transactions in the real estate sector, please contact Kevin Nunez at PK Realty. They are your one-stop shop for all your real estate needs. Thank you for choosing DD Live as your episode to sponsor for season 23. 4-time winners. Hey, I want 5. I'm not stopping.
Hey,
We're gonna give this league what they deserve. We're gonna keep all the other shows honest. We want all the best content. We want everybody.
We're gonna do it again.
Again and again, because of 3P, no, insoportable. That takes me straight into the can of the done deal. Definitely gets me into the Hall of Fame.
Was it Bob Burnquist?
I get my bust and everything. Appreciate you guys. Thank you for tuning in. I hope we were entertaining. You guys got to do it in week 1. You got to give us something to talk about. Wow, cannot finish there. Pick up the drama. All right, give us something to talk about.
All right,
you guys.
Peace. See you week 1.
Oh yeah!
It should have been an easy win, but I play a little Sxii, and it cost me.